3 things Roman Reigns can do on WWE RAW after Crown Jewel. Hello guys. Welcome to my channel, I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. The fallout from Crown Jewel may manifest itself into an interesting night for Roman Reigns and the USOs on Monday Night Raw tonight, set to culminate WWE's weekend in Perth, Australia, with the OTC having suffered just his second one-on-one pinfall loss this decade to Bronson Reed at the PLE, and the bloodline showing more cracks on multiple planes with each passing show. Tonight's Raw marks a pivotal stop in the Bloodline saga. In this article, we shall discuss 3 things that Roman Reigns could do on the Monday Night Raw after Crown Jewel. Last week on Raw, Roman Reigns told Jimmy USO that he sees and hears everything. That obviously doesn't just apply to Jimmy, it applies to Jay too. On tonight's Raw, Reigns could make it clear to Jay that he heard what Jay said after Roman left the ring at Crown Jewel, and they could have it out in the open with Jimmy trying to mediate. WWE is clearly positioning each member of the Bloodline in a manner where they will clash on multiple levels, and they now all have different motivations. Expect the conflict to continue escalating unless these Samoan men undergo drastic epiphanies. Roman Reigns apologizes to Jimmy J USO. Roman Reigns is still his ungrateful self, or so it seems. Tonight, he may finally choose to start making amends for the greater good of the family. It is a long shot, but tonight, the tribal chief may apologize for the way he acted at Crown Jewel and the way he has acted with his family for half a decade. In doing so, he could finally begin to be the bigger man and understand that his role comes with responsibilities that sometimes necessitate keeping his ego aside, especially when Jey Uso's own ego has begun to fly high. This realization could be brought to the fore by Big Jim, who could help Roman see the error in his ways and finally make Reigns understand why he did not want Jey taking advice from him. Roman could witness Jey's change in attitude firsthand, being a net negative, and also look at little Roman from a perspective that makes him understand just how cruel he once was. Roman Reigns begins his path to War Games with some intriguing interactions. At this time, it seems clear that Seth Rollins and co will form the heel faction inside War Games 6 weeks from now. On the babyface side, there are a ton of people who have conflicts with the Vision. The problem is that they have major conflicts amongst themselves too, as well as converging ambitions in the form of the World Heavyweight Championship. 5 shocking aftermaths of Crown Jewel on WWE RAW. Raw is set to open with ripples from Saturday's Crown Jewel event. Superstars will return to the ring with new goals and burning questions hanging over the locker room. Unexpected alliances and heated rivalries could dominate the night, shifting the power balance across the roster. Viewers will see immediate consequences unfold, from changing title pictures to personal vendettas igniting right away. Everything that happened in Perth has stakes that carry straight into Raw, ensuring the show kicks off with urgency and drama right out of the gate. Rhea Ripley challenges for the world title. For the past few months, the Eradicator has been a bit direct-to, unless in WWE. She was in the world title scene just a couple of months ago, but wasn't able to win it despite multiple chances. However, following Stephanie Vacker's win against Iyo Sky at WrestlePalooza, Ripley warned La Primera that she will be coming for her and the world title. Now that she has put the Kabuki Warriors behind her, she is set to face new challenges. Sparking a feud right after the Australian PLE in front of the home crowd would cheer up Ripley and boost her confidence. Ripley has been a dominant champion on the current roster, whereas Vacker, a rising force, has proven herself equally competitive and strong. The clash between the Eradicator and La Primera would be a spectacle to witness when the creative team decides to schedule it. Dominic Mysterio is set to face Penta this Monday for the Intercontinental Championship. But this is not a well-developed feud. Penta challenged Mysterio during a commercial break. Mysterio won the title back at WrestleMania 41 and has been the champion ever since, showing his dominance. However, during this time, he didn't have a proper feud with any wrestler except for AJ Styles, which culminated at Clash in Paris. He bested Rusev last week for the title, but if a new challenger with a storied past with Mysterio emerges for the title, it would finally test him as a champion. Also, Finn Balor and JD McDonough have been the tag team champions for over 100 days now, but they have just had one title defense in their entire run. Maybe the New Day finally stops grieving over the loss of the titles and challenges for it. Or any two strong singles competitors come together to form a tag team and take on the Judgment Day. 3. Bronson Reed gets a massive singles push. Big Bronson Reed secured the biggest win of his career in front of his home crowd when he pinned Roman Reigns in a singles match. He became just the third wrestler to pin Roman Reigns in a singles match since King Corbin in 2019, truly cementing himself as a dominant performer. With Triple H acknowledging Reed's accomplishment, he looks set for a massive singles push. Cracks widen between the bloodline. Before the match, Reigns had clearly asked the USOs to stay out of his business in Australia, as he was confident he could take on Reed. Despite this clear message, the USOs made their way to the ring when Braun Breaker teamed up with the Auxilla to dominate Reigns. Things were going smoothly for the Anoa'i family, with Jay and Jimmy flattening the Brawns. However, things went south quickly as Jay speared Reigns through a table dot. This cost him the match as Reed capitalized with a Death Valley driver, standing tall in the ring. Reigns was clearly frustrated with the USO twins, calling them out for their involvement despite a clear message from the OTC. Jay was trying to get close to Reigns for the past few weeks, and looking at the current situation, it seems difficult, as Reigns has asked the twins not to show him their faces before Christmas ends. 1. Crown Jewel. Champion Seth Rollins faces vision crisis. Seth Rollins used Cody Rhodes' Rolex to beat him for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. After the win, neither Reed nor Breaker celebrated with the newly crowned champion. On Raw, Rollins must face his teammates' cold stares and hard questions. Reed may demand a bigger spotlight after pinning Roman Reigns, and Breaker could question his own path in the group. Rollins' authority will be tested in a promo, and tension could boil over into a tag or singles match. If trust collapses, the vision may splinter, leading to surprise betrayals and new rivalries that reshape Raw's main event scene. Rhea Ripley receives heart-touching message from her former WWE partner. Rhea Ripley just turned 29, and this birthday hit differently. Fresh off a big win at Crown Jewel, the former women's champion got a message that fans didn't see coming from her former partner Damian Priest. The two once ran WWE together under the Judgment Day banner, and Priest took to social media to share a heartfelt note that instantly grabbed attention. He called Ripley someone already living her dream, wishing her everything she wants in life, 100 times over. It wasn't PR polish or a cheap nostalgia grab. It felt real, like a friend speaking to another friend who's earned every bit of her success. The post included a photo of the two from their early days, back when Judgment Day looked unstoppable. Real respect beyond the storyline. Ripley and Priest's journey has been a roller coaster. They dominated together, split up through WWE's storyline chaos, and ended up on different rosters. But that connection clearly didn't fade. Priest's message showed genuine respect, not just for who Ripley was, but for who she's become, one of WWE's biggest global stars. Kairi Sane's night in Perth didn't end the way anyone hoped. During her tag match with Asuka against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky at WWE Crown Jewel, the Japanese star appeared to take a nasty shot that left her shaken. Fans noticed her discomfort, and Asuka has now confirmed that Sane indeed suffered a head injury during the bout. Asuka shared an update on Instagram, posting a photo of Kairi holding an ice pack against a cut on her head. While the exact severity of the injury hasn't been revealed, it's clear that the impact was real and not part of a storyline. That confirmation has sparked concern among fans, especially since the Kabuki Warriors were already facing questions about their direction after a string of losses. Trouble in the Ring and beyond. The match itself told a story of momentum swings. Asuka and Sane worked in sync early on, isolating Io Sky and controlling the pace. But once Ripley tagged in, everything flipped. The powerhouse dominated the final stretch, delivering a riptide to Sane, followed by Sky's moonsault to close the match. That sequence seemed to be where Kairi took the hit that led to her injury. After the bell, she was seen lying on the mat, and backstage reports later confirmed that trainers had to check Asuka's post was short but serious, ending speculation that this was part of a future heel turn or team split. It was a rare moment of genuine concern in a business where blurred lines are the norm. Now, WWE faces a decision. If Kairi's recovery takes time, Asuka might continue alone or temporarily pair with another ally. There's also talk that the injury could be written into a storyline to explain her absence from upcoming shows. With Survivor Series fast approaching, the timing couldn't be worse. Mickie James's Hall of Fame induction wasn't just a highlight reel of her career. It was a reminder of how layered her journey has been. During her speech at Bound for Glory 2025, she caught everyone off guard with one unexpected name: CM Punk. In a heartfelt moment, James paused to thank him, describing him as someone who challenged and shaped her when she was still finding her voice. Notably, James didn't owe anyone a mention that night. She could have easily kept her focus on TNA's legacy or her own milestones. Instead, she reached back to a time before the spotlights were this bright, recalling her days with The Gathering alongside Raven and Julio De Niro. That honesty, the willingness to nod to someone who walked a very different path since then, landed deeply with fans watching live and online. A nod that says more than words. The reaction was instant. Social media lit up as fans debated what the shout-out meant, with some calling it one of the most genuine moments of the night. In wrestling, where egos often take center stage, James's acknowledgement of Punk felt rare and human, a recognition of shared history rather than rivalry. Her husband, Nick Aldis, added to the emotion when he posted a short tribute ahead of the ceremony, calling her the heart of every company she's touched. He praised her for carrying herself with authenticity and grit across multiple promotions, including WWE, TNA, and NWA. James also made a thoughtful choice in asking Lisa Marie Varon, known as Victoria or Tara, to induct her. The two share a long bond from their WWE days, and it gave the evening a full-circle feeling, two veterans closing one chapter together. Rey Mysterio finally spoke up after the viral crown jewel moment where AJ Styles stopped John Cena from hitting legendary 619. During the high-stakes match in Perth, the crowd was on its feet as Cena set up Mysterio's iconic move only for Styles to interrupt it with a crushing clothesline. The spot instantly took over social media, with fans debating whether Styles disrespected Hall of Famer or just played smart heel tactics. Not long after, Mysterio jumped on Instagram to share a clip in his reaction. His caption said it all. "Why'd you take away a AJ Style SP1 #619? It was short, funny and perfectly in character. You could feel both the pride and playful annoyance behind it. Fans flooded comments with laughing emojis, while others started calling for a potential showdown between AJ and Mysterio somewhere down line. A move that still defined a generation. The 619 isn't just a move. It's a piece of wrestling history that he built over decades. Every time someone teases it, it sends fans into nostalgia mode. At Crown Jewel, Cena attempting it was clearly a tribute. But Styles cutting it off? That gave the moment tension emotion, and a story that felt unscripted in the best way. For Ray, even from the sidelines, his influence was unmistakable. His quick reaction post reminded everyone that he's still the heartbeat of lucha style in WWE. He didn't need to be in the ring to dominate the conversation. One post did the job. Now fans are wondering if this was a one-off exchange or the start of something bigger. WWE loves to blur the line between real and story, and this feels like the kind of spark they could build around. Mysterio may have laughed it off, but if AJ Styles and the 619 cross paths again, don't be surprised if it turns personal.